Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the denying games of the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So what is denial? It is not admitting the truth, and the narcissist is full of denial, and they're full of denying the truth. That's the first thing they did when they met you. They denied who they actually were. They wore a mask and they manipulated you and they took advantage of you and had you enter the relationship, most likely. But they were denying who they were the whole time. And they were trying to get you to reveal everything about yourself so you would overshare. You would explain to them your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, where you had been, where you are, where you wanted to go, the plans of the future that would never take place, and all of the dreams and aspirations that you had, that they would make sure that most of those didn't come to fruition. Now, the denial of the narcissist, the first thing they did is they were not being authentic because they can't be authentic, but they also denied telling you the truth or denying the truth of the past. Let's say that they had multiple previous relationships before they met you. Well, usually they would throw those other people who aren't even around, maybe even they're not even on the planet, under the bus. And they would say that those people were the toxic people, or those people were the people that broke the relationship, or they didn't do what they were supposed to do when the narcissist was with them, etc. This is the victimness, the victimhood that the narcissist comes at many people when the beginning of the relationship is being developed, because they go from person to person, place to place, relationship to relationship. And what they want to do is they want to leapfrog through life, trying to elevate their status and stature and resources and assets from the former source of supply to the new source of supply. And remember, at one point in time, you were the new source of supply, whether you know it or not. And there were former sources of supply before you, but you never heard the truth about those people. As a matter of fact, usually the narcissist wouldn't even mention them that often. Every once in a while they would. Maybe they would triangulate you with one of those people who, again, may or may not have even existed. But why I'm sharing that is the narcissist was denying the truth, and they were denying to you who they really were. They were also denying the fact that they cannot fall in love and that they have no empathy. They were faking everything with you. They were faking enjoying spending time with you. They were faking love bombing you. They were faking being with you and getting you to fall in love with them. Remember, to the narcissist, the beginning of the relationship, it moves at light speed, and they want to get you hooked onto them, because the narcissist is denying themselves not only of who they are, but they're denying you the ability to know and figure out who they were throughout that whole relationship. But in the love bomb / euphoric stage, they really want to get you hooked on them. And once they know they have you, example, you have children, you move in with them, you get married, you relocate, you loan them money, you go into business with them, you put them through university, whatever you do, once they know they have you, then all they have to do is slowly remove themselves from you and that relationship, slowly, bit by bit, piece by piece, insidiously, and they're denying you access to them. Now think about what I'm mentioning to you. The narcissist, everything to the narcissist is a game. It's a game of accumulation, accumulating broken hearts, accumulating destroying people's dreams, accumulating blowing up people's relationships, accumulating money, accumulating tangible assets, accumulating anything they possibly can, because this is the game to the narcissist. It's life, but your life is not a game. Your life is meant to be enjoyed, relished, cherished, lived, honored, respected. You're supposed to be a beautiful, bright, abundant person, and you are. The thing is, you were captured for a period of time, which was the length of that relationship when you're with the narcissist. They did not want you to be you. You became an extension of them. You became the unpaid helper. You became the walking apology. You became the sounding board. You lost your identity to yourself, and you were being denied your absolute, beautiful, bright, shining light existence because you were in that trauma bond. You were caught up. And every once in a while, the narcissist would give you a little bit of the fake love bomb or euphoric stage just to keep you in line, or maybe when you're catching on a little too quickly. But think about this one. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is denying your idea of the past, or of what you think how things were and or are. That's gaslighting 101. And the narcissist was gaslighting you throughout that whole relationship. Again, you didn't have the terms, the definitions. You didn't know what the glossary was on the narcissistic abusive cycle, so you certainly didn't know what gaslighting was. And what happened there is, well, let's say that they were telling you that they said A, B, and C when you know that they said X, Y, and Z. And if you listen to them, well, then you're taking the bait and you're letting them gaslight you, but back then you didn't know. Or B, if you stood up for yourself and you said, no, I know you said X, Y, and Z, well, what happens? Then they throw a temper tantrum or a rage fit. So you learn rather quickly when you're in these relationships to toe the line that the narcissist wants you to toe. But again, you didn't know what you were doing back then because you were in it too deep. You were in that deep end of destruction. You were in that cesspool of abuse. You were spinning around and you did not know what was left or right or up or down because you were working for the narcissist and you were working for the relationship. Again, this is all by design. This is what the narcissist does to people. It's what they did to people before you. It's what they did to you. And it's what they're doing to other people right now, i.e. the new supplier or whoever they're with. This is how the narcissist goes through life. They try to take and take and take. And when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right. They want to take more from anybody they possibly can. Think of other things they denied you. Or they denied you access to the children, perhaps. Maybe they parental alienated you. So they denied you the ability to see perhaps your own kids or stepkids. Now, did that help the children out? Absolutely not. It absolutely ruined a part of the child's upbringing, if not a lot more than that. And think about this. They denied the children to have a proper upbringing because the narcissist is by far, there's no way they're the parent of the year. They're quite the opposite. They wanted the other person, which probably was you, to be the parent, to be the role model, to do the right thing. And the narcissist, when you were raising the kids, was probably trying to blow up anything that you would tell the kids. In other words, if you would tell them A, B, and C, hey, don't trust everybody, have boundaries, be careful, be smart, trust your instincts and intuition. The narcissist is going to say, no, none of that. They're going to take the exact opposite of what you're doing. So they denied you access to the children, post-relationship probably, and they denied the children a proper upbringing. This is what the narcissist does. It's their nature. It's what they do. They want to blow up relationships with virtually anybody they can. Same thing with this one. Let's go back to triangulation for a minute. When you were in the relationship, you were being triangulated, whether you knew it or not, with coworkers of the narcissist or alleged friends or alleged high school people that they knew from 10, 20, 30 years ago or other people. But the thing is, you didn't know what triangulation was. You now know that that's a technique and or a tactic implemented by the narcissist to get you to work harder for them, to make you feel less than, to make you feel inferior, to make you feel that you're not doing what you should be doing. And this is a very, very serious thing, triangulation. It's my least favorite thing these people do, because when you don't know what you're up against and perhaps you are in love and you're giving to a fault, and maybe you were a people pleaser, maybe you were a yes person, maybe you didn't have boundaries. I get all those things. But when you're in love and you're in love with a person who can't be in love with you, and they're triangulating you and they're abusing you day in and day out and having you doubt yourself, and they're gaslighting you and they're throwing rage fits on you, etc., and they're projecting all their toxicity onto you, this is not a good place to be. But you didn't know what kind of relationship you were in because you didn't find that needle in a haystack. You didn't have the education or the wisdom. You just kept working for the narcissist. And just like a cat toys with the mouse, the narcissist was the cat. They were toying with you. They were trying to get every bit of everything they possibly could from you before they discarded you and crumbled you up and threw you away. Now, I'm not trying to upset you or trigger you. I'm letting you know this is what the narcissist does. Once they believe they have a new shiny object that can provide them a better lifestyle or catapult them forward in whatever direction they want to go in, they will certainly discard the current source of supply. And that includes the new supply. Don't think for a moment that the new supply is living all puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies. Maybe they think they are. Maybe they think they just found the best relationship on the planet. Well, we both know now, meaning you and myself, the person watching the video, we now know that that's not the case. The case is the narcissist will change any which way the wind blows. And at one point, you thought that you had found a great relationship. Well, the narcissist got what they wanted from you, and then they discarded you most likely. And that's what they're going to do with the new supply. Or the new supply will be a toxic person themselves. That's how these relationships go. That's how the cycle continues. But the narcissist is denying anything. Let's talk about closure. Did the narcissist provide closure for you? They certainly didn't. Post-relationship, when you didn't know what was going on, you were probably trying to communicate with the narcissist and get closure, or maybe even from their immediate family members or your ex-in-laws or soon-to-be ex-in-laws or from acquaintances or friends that you had in common. And most of these people wouldn't lift a finger to talk to you. Most of them would have already consumed the Kool-Aid and listened to the smear campaign that the narcissist had implemented years ago. So they distanced themselves from you. And they, too, the flying monkeys and people on the fringe or your former friends, they denied access of themselves to you. Think of how cruel that is. Think of how mean and evil-spirited that is. Now, some of those people, i.e. flying monkeys or former friends or acquaintances that you may have had. Some of those people may have been good people, but they were just too close to the narcissist. I understand that. I get it. I know exactly what it's like. But I'm sharing those people should have still had a backbone and a spine. And very few people did. Very few people were even available to you for a moment. And if you had even one person who had your best interest at heart back then, you were fortunate. Many people don't have anybody, myself included. So you were denied basic communication with your former friends because they were listening to the smear campaign. You were denied access to the kids. You were denied access to the in-laws. You were denied access to so many things that you were a part of. And this is all by design. The narcissist, they infiltrate your life insidiously. They creep up on you. It's kind of like a poison ivy rash. If you get poison ivy and you have a little bump, and next thing you know, you scratch it, and then you touch your other arm and then your leg, next thing you know, your body's covered in poison ivy. That's the narcissistic relationship in a nutshell. The difference between poison ivy and the narcissist is you can identify what poison ivy is, and you can say to yourself quickly, okay, I need to get some calamine lotion or whatever people do these days to get rid of the poison ivy, and then I don't go anywhere near poison ivy. Well, that's the narcissistic relationship. The thing is, you didn't know what narcissism was. Understand what I'm mentioning to you. The narcissist denied you so many things, and the denying games of the narcissist would continue on. Think about divorcing the narcissist. Well, before you knew what was going on, you probably thought that the assets would be divided fairly or equally, and that the court proceedings would go through rather swiftly because the narcissist, maybe they discarded you, or maybe they moved out because they found a new supply, whatever. But the point being there is you figured, okay, well, this person's certainly going to, use some reason here and just do the proper channels of the divorce. Not so fast. They want to drag this out as long as possible. They want to inflict as much damage on you and ruin and waste the court's time and the lawyer's time and bleed you out of money because they want to not have you have the resources you're going to get from the divorce. And they want to keep you stuck and trapped thinking about when that divorce is going to happen. Is it going to be today? Are they going to file their paperwork? Are they not? I'm not sure. Should I go? Should I not? This is where they want you. They want you off balance. They are denying you access to a equal and civil divorce process. Same thing with custody. The narcissist usually wants to get as much custody as they possibly could from the kids. And that reason why is very simple. One, because they don't want you to have it. And number two, because they want to make it seem like they are the parent of the year, of which they're not. They really don't even want possession of the kids or custody with the kids. Many times, not always. But what they want to do is just make sure you didn't have it because they're trying to divide a wedge between you and your own children. Think about the denying games of the narcissist. They are littered throughout that relationship. The narcissist denied you so many things. Think about a basic picking them up from work or picking them up from the airport or something. Airport's a different example. I'll stick with picking up from work. Well, you would go there early. And if you go there early, you would kind of waste your time waiting for them, and then they would make you wait more because they were watching you through the window and they knew you were there, so they would make you wait. So if you were late, then they would pepper you. They'd be standing outside tapping their foot, looking at their watch, saying like, what's wrong with you? How come you're not on time? So you didn't know what to do, and they denied you peace of mind there. Think about it. Same thing, you go to the grocery store. You'd have a list of items to purchase at the grocery store. Well, you'd check the list, you'd check it again, you'd make sure you got everything, maybe a couple bonus things, and then you'd come home, and the narcissist would rummage through the bags, and they would say, no, you bought the wrong kind of bread, or these potatoes aren't the right potatoes, go back. And then they would say to you, can't you read the list? What's your problem? And you'd be like, I read the list, everything's good, I got them all. And then they would say, well, I texted, you should have checked the text. And you're looking, there's no text there. What are they doing? They're just making up games, and they're denying you any peace and quiet. Another one, peace and quiet. Let's talk about that. It's a weekend. You are home doing nothing, just relaxing because you had a long work week and you've been doing everything, paying the bills, cutting the grass, taking care of the kids, everything. And then it's a Saturday morning, you want to rest in. So you sleep in a little late, maybe sleep until 8 or 9, who knows? Well, the narcissist has already been up since 5 because they're anxiety riddled and they needed to get out of the house and away from you and away from the kids. So maybe they went on a 4-hour bike ride. They came back home at around 9-ish, and what happened? Well, you're just sitting there, maybe just taking it easy, and they're looking at you and in disbelief saying, what is your problem? I just rode 1,500 miles or whatever the distance is, and you're sitting here doing nothing. Don't you have anything better to do? They're denying you the ability to just be. This is what the narcissist does. Remember, the narcissist is always on the go. They're always searching for something they will never find. They're always looking for a shiny object. They're always looking for the new adventure, the next thing, the new supply. They can never, ever just be. They don't have that ability. But the thing is, they also want to pepper people with abuse and not have those people, which was you, the ability to be. So they deny you just stability in the relationship, a whole different part of the video. What is stability in a relationship? Well, it's a two-way reciprocal relationship where one person can finish the other person's sentence and so on, and the one person is always there for the other person, and the other person is always there for the other person. And if there's a health concern or a job loss or something that needs to be discussed, you have an intelligent adult conversation, and two people meet halfway usually, or maybe one of the two has a great idea this time, and you do that idea, and the next time you have a great idea and you do your idea. Either way, but that's what a stable relationship is. There's no such thing as stability in a narcissistic relationship. You're always wondering who they're with, what they're doing, where they are, why they're not communicating with you, when they're going to come home. Will it be Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? Will anything ever be good enough for them? Why they want to continue to move houses every year or 2 years or 3 years? Why they're always on the go? This is what the narcissist does. They cannot ever be satiated. You now know that, you understand it, but they were denying you so much when you were in that relationship. They were denying you a beautiful, bright future. They were denying you your hopes and dreams and aspirations many times. They were denying you promises of the future, i.e. future faking. They were denying you your reality, gaslighting. They were denying you stability, meaning making you feel like you are loved and appreciated, because the narcissist can't do that. All they can do is fake it and then triangulate you for the length of the relationship. They were denying you closure. They wouldn't give you closure post-relationship. They were denying you the fact that they can't love when they have no empathy. They were denying you about their past relationships. They were denying the truth of the matter, which is that they are a narcissist. The narcissist is littered with denial, and they want to deny you anything they possibly can. That's why anything that mattered to you back then, they would try and drive a wedge between it, and they would try and blow it up or implode it. Watch this one. You just graduated university, or you just got a promotion or a pay raise, or you did something, a milestone. Well, what would happen? The narcissist wouldn't deny you the credit for graduating university or for getting a promotion or pay raise. They would claim that when you had the good news, they would say, wait a minute, I just have to boil an egg. Hang on a second. Or I'm going to go watch paint dry. I'll get back to you later. Or hang on a minute, my phone battery died. We'll have to talk about this some other time. They don't want to hear your good news. They don't want to hear anything positive about you at all, unless it benefits them. And you may say, well, graduating university benefits them. No, it doesn't, because they probably didn't graduate university, or you probably went to a better school, or you probably got a better degree, but you're not in competition. That's what the narcissist is. They're always in competition with everybody, including their own children, their own moms and dads, their romantic relationships, their friends, wink, wink, alleged friends. They're in competition with the fly monkeys. They're in competition with every single person they encounter. And they look at people as opportunities, and they look at people to deny opportunities too. Understand what I'm sharing with you. Think about this before I close the video. After the relationship ended, what did you do? You had to heal. You had to learn to slow your life down, to process things, and to really close in your circle of network of friends or support people, because most of those people left anyway. They disappeared. But if you had any, you had a tight little circle, and you healed though. You had to introspect. You had to practice radical acceptance and understand that relationship isn't or wasn't what you thought it was. It was what it was, which was a narcissistic relationship. Now you have the wisdom. Now you're applying the tools. But you had to really understand that relationship almost took you down for the count, but it didn't. What was the narcissist doing? They were just going to a new source of supply or grooming other sources of supply, hoping you would never see behind the mask, hoping you would never figure out they're a narcissist, hoping you would never heal, hoping you would stay stuck. So at a later point in time, perhaps they could try to hoover you back into a relationship. Now that doesn't happen always. I'm just suggesting to you that that's what the narcissist wants. They want people wounded throughout life, so they can always go back and play the hero or play the savior, and then they can try to finish them off. But what did you do? You went no contact. You blocked them, you deleted them, you removed them and all fly monkeys and people associated with them from that period of time. So what did you do when you did that? That's right, you denied them access to you and anything about you. You see, the tables turn in these relationships, but usually they don't turn until you've healed, until you've gotten the message that relationship was a toxic, challenging relationship, and it was advantage narcissist for virtually the whole relationship until you healed. And when you healed, it's game, set, match. You win. And you now deny anybody access to you that even has a whiff of toxicity or a hint of narcissism. These people, they do not deserve to know about you, where you are, who you're with, who you fell in love with, who your friends are, and what you're doing. They took the best from you and then left you nothing when you were in the relationship. And if you were discarded, and again, my heart goes out to you if you were, or if you had to pull yourself out of it, either way, my heart goes out to you because you were in the relationship. Well, when that happened, they didn't think you were going to put 2 and 2 together, but you did, and here you are. So denying them access and any flying monkey to you is the path. That is why in virtually every video I create, I suggest strongly to go no contact and to block these people. They can't change. They only deteriorate over time, and they want to believe that they own you. They also want to believe that they can come back and crawl or slither back into your life at any moment if you do not go no contact. So understand the message. These are the denying games of the narcissist. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And remember, the narcissist denied you so much when you were in that relationship. If you are still in the relationship, even a little bit, and you haven't gone no contact, really I'm suggesting you to consider it. Really, it will help you out. Your clarity will return. Doors of abundance will open up for you, and your energy and health and so many other things will return. If you've gone no contact, God bless you. Continue to go no contact, because these people don't deserve to know one thing about you. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, everyone.